everyone, welcome to my channel, Books, Gears, and Purrs. My name's Leslie, and I have been tagged by two other booktubers, Pat from Book Chat with Pat, as well as Ellen from Big, Hard, and Classic Books. And so here I am, ready to crack on with this childhood tag. All right, first things first. Were you a big reader as a child? Yes. I was immensely shy and I really didn't like to talk. In fact, I would usually like whisper to other people, or I would whisper to my brother to translate for me to other people because I was just so immensely shy. And so I'd rather have my head stuck in a book. So, yes, big reader as a kid. Did your parents read to you? If so, what? Yes. Amelia Bedelia was definitely a book I asked to be read to me over and over again. First bookish memory. Gosh, probably Amelia Bedelia still. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. My favorite book, it's really the holiday books. I still feel like a sneeze is coming on. Is the Christmas and the Halloween. I've talked about it before, but Amelia Bedelia was always my jam. And also probably Frog and Toad were another big influence on me as a kid. In fact, I'm pretty sure my daughter still has Frog and Toad on her shelf, and I also have a version of it, but it's like a parody, unofficial version that came out during the pandemic, and it's very like much heavily. Actually, the heavy focus is a pandemic, and everybody dealt with that. But I love it. For be honest, did you read books assigned to you in school? It was both. Most of the books I would read, if there was a book I really couldn't get through, if the read was dry or I just didn't like the book, I would kind of read portions of the book based on what I had to answer for like assignments, if I could kind of skim through and figure it out. And sadly, those books were the ones I probably got a better grade on than when I would read the entire book. I don't know what that says about me, but that's definitely what was going on. Where did you get your books as a child? On the library, but heavily on ordering through Scholastics. Scholastics was a whole event. Sometimes we would get to place an order and then we wouldn't have like a particular event going on in the school library, but we could just order and have the books delivered to like our classroom, and that was a lot of fun. I would definitely order through Scholastics. Do you watch any television meant to inspire reading? Yes. There was where do we start? There was Reading Rainbow, story time. I would also say Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood at times. And then there was another show. Oh, I can't think what it was. Did I say Reading Rainbow already? There's Reading Rainbow. Yeah, those kind of shows. In fact, you could probably find a whole playlist of story time on YouTube and watch it for free with your kids if they're interested. What sort of genres or storylines did you like? I didn't read specific genres. It didn't really matter to me. Probably more fairy tales and fables to some extent, but like grim fairy tales. Again, it really did not matter what genre. And I was definitely interested in books that were more open-ended rather than giving definitive endings. And that was, I've been that way ever since. I still read those kind of books. Favorite children's or picture book? Oh God, favorite children's. There's one it's, what is it called? It's about a whale and a mouse. I will give you the Amos and Boris. That's what it is. Amos and Boris is such a great book. To this day, it tears me up. If you're looking for a great story, that will make you misty-eyed, then Amos and Boris is it. And again, that's another book that's on my daughter's shelf, and I'm not going to let her let it go. If it leaves her shelf, it's coming to my shelf. Favorite chapter or big kids book? Um, there, there are two really funny books. One is actually, I think it's probably written by the same author, but there are two books that I would read over and over again. One of them is The True Story of the Three Little Pigs, and the other is The Stinky Cheese Man, I think it's called, and Other Fairly Stupid Tales. And those two books are like hilarious. If you haven't checked them out, check them out. Even to this day, it's worth it. All right, favorite children's series. Okay, so me as a child, I there wasn't any particular series I would really get into. Um, as an adult, raising my daughter, when she was younger, she was really into My Little Pony, and so she had like a very large collection at one point of My Little Pony comics. And I would say those are some great stories. And there's a lot of references, like hidden references that adults will understand, like just like um, in the details of the imagery. There's like nods to, let's say, like Quentin Tarantino films or stuff like that, that kids won't catch, but the adults reading the comics to their kids will. And so, yeah, that's something that I definitely could see why so many adults are just not just children, basically anyone else in the demographic that's not children. I get why they're into My Little Pony, because that's a well crafted show and also comic series. Um, at some point, I did start reading my daughter the Harry Potter books, which I love. It sucks that the author turned out to be such a mean spirited person and basically became the evil character that she talks about. The type of evil that needs to be like fought against in her stories ended up being her, which is really sad. There's also a very hilarious, searing, uh, I'll say comment made about the author um, by the interviewer who has their only YouTube channel, Z-Way, recently by, I forgot, Jinx Monsoon, I think. Very much speaking about how, of all people that has done everything that J.K. Rowling done, it's very interesting that they go by um, the pen names that they do, which is J.K. Rowling, and they also use another pen name that's a male pen name. And that's really interesting that someone wants to be perceived a certain way, and how that benefits them, but no one else can, right? According to her, she's trying to gatekeep that. Very hypocritical, and I really it's it's such a short clip, but I really I loved it. And you know what? In the details, I'm gonna put a link to that interview because it's worth watching if you haven't seen it. If you've been living on a rock and you don't know about Z-Way, then you'll have that to check out. That is it. The last is really just tag others. So if you're watching this right now, consider yourself tagged. And I'm still going to tag a couple of people, but again, this is for everyone. If you're interested, hop on board. And if you do decide to do this, after seeing this, please tag me so I can make sure to watch. That's it for this tag, everyone. Thank you so much. It was short and sweet, and I really enjoyed it. I hope you're all taking care of yourself. Life is chaos, so be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and read more books. Love you. Bye.